Zimbabweans, meanwhile, say that the economic sanctions imposed on their country by the United States and other Western countries is making it difficult to move out of poverty. SABC reporter Sipho Stuurman has more details.
We are coming outside the U.S. Embassy, where a number of demonstrators have gathered here to call for the lifting of sanctions against the nation of Zimbabwe by the U.S. government. Now, a number of variety of stakeholders have gathered here, led by the coalition against sanctions, but also there are a number of South African political parties that have come here to demonstrate and show support. And to that end, let's speak to one of the local political parties, that is ANC in Gauteng, Pismabe. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us. Why is that the ANC in Gauteng showing support to this movement?
We are doing that because we feel that sanctions against Zimbabwe are unfair, are illegal, are a big problem for the economy of Zimbabwe. They are the reasons why so many Zimbabweans have fled their country to South Africa.
Are these sanctions against the country, Zimbabwe, economic sanctions, or are these sanctions against individual politicians? Can you make a distinction there?
Well, yes, there are sanctions posed to individuals, but in general, in the main, sanctions are imposed to the government of Zimbabwe.
All right, and you are demonstrating your support because you're saying they are affecting the people of Zimbabwe.
We are saying today the people of Zimbabwe, first, let's say, must unite against this challenge, which is sanctions imposed to them as Zimbabweans.
Interestingly, I see more ANC supporters than I see Zimbabwean nationals here.
Well, there are Zimbabweans. I don't know how do you identify a South African and how do you identify a Zimbabwean.
They're wearing your T-shirts, that's what I meant to say.
Well, they are wearing their T-shirts because it's solidarity and it's a move. It's an agenda that is supposed to unite us and not to see one as a Zimbabwean or as a South African. So your question earlier on as well, I also want you to explain to me how do you define that this one is a Zimbabwean, this one is a South African? I
meant to say that they're wearing ANC T-shirts, and that's what I meant to say about that statement. But thank you very much for your time. And now let's move on to the PAC. Say if you can also just introduce yourself and give us your name. And I see you represent the PAC.
Yes, I'm Chris Sankara, National Organizer of the PAC. Yes, we are here as a Pan-Africanist movement. Our struggle is continental. It's not only in Tanzania, South Africa. It's continental. The struggle in Zimbabwe is the struggle for the African people, even here in Tanzania. Therefore, whatever affects the Zimbabwean people, it affects the people here in Tanzania. Now, what is happening in Zimbabwe? It is said the sanctions are meant for individuals. It is not true. The sanctions are meant for the people of Zimbabwe. Hence, the people of Zimbabwe are suffering. The reason why inflation goes down in Zimbabwe is because of this sanction. The reason why people of Zimbabwe are flying all over the countries like South Africa is because of the sanction. Remember, Zimbabwe is one of the richest countries in the world. Among them, we've got tobacco. Tobacco is among the richest in Africa. In fact, after Cuba. You understand? We have timber, we have other gold, diamonds, and everything. They're not able to have free trade concerning that.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I need to bring you in once again. You're from the coalition against sanctions. And one question that almost got me in trouble here was, why are we seeing people wearing more ANC T-shirts than your own? As the organizers here, do you have the support of the people of Zimbabwe as you call for the lifting of the sanctions? Because I ask this because there are those that say the sanctions are imposed on politicians and that the economic situation is a result of failure of governance. So there is a different side to this. That's why I'm posing this question.
Okay. What I can say, the reason why we are wearing as if we are all ANC is because we don't want to differentiate each other. Sanctions affect Africa. Some are wearing PAC T-shirts because we want to show that we are all Africans. No matter where you are, no matter who you are. I'm wearing the coalition, representing the coalition, but we do have people from the coalition. And the fact that your question, where you said, why is it we don't have a lot of Zimbabweans and stuff like that? There's a lot of bullying out there because of these sanctions. Sanctions have divided people to believe that it's political. So somebody have to choose either ZANU-PF or MDC. I've been insulted, I've been threatened simply because they say I'm from the ZANU-PF, you are paid to do this. Nobody have to pay you because I am an individual who is suffering. All right. So what I'm saying right now is, Viva Zimbabwe! Viva!